I hope you know more about it than I do,
Hmm.
but Redfall.
Oh boy. Heck yeah. Have you heard of Cyberpunk 2077?
Oh yeah.
Have you heard of Fallout 76?
Yeah.
Have you heard of any Call of Duty released in the last 5 years?
Bought 'em all like a sucker.
Well, that's what Redfall is, baby. Broken and busted and ready to delete. That's all it is. You want to buy Redfall, you better have a hammer ready because you're going to want to smash that sucker as soon as you put it in your console. It's my God, I just want to roll my eyes at the AAA gaming industry. This is modern
Mm.
gaming, ladies and gentlemen. Releasing broken games and ready to fix them later or never, like Anthem. But we don't talk about that game. So, yeah, Redfall. One, it looks like Fortnite. So, and two, there's like barely any enemies in the world. It's like a vampire it's like a vampire game where you go around this like deserted world and kill vampires, but there's like one vampire for every like 5 miles in the game. So there's nothing to do. It's broken and busted. All of the animations are just not working. Like the graphics are, I mean, graphics in a game depending on how good the game is, right? So like, but the game is bad, so due to graphics, that's going in the on the list here. Um yeah, it's just so broken. I'm sick of seeing these broken games coming out where they're worth $70 now, not even 60. Um and especially when it's something like Xbox. I'm not like a fan of Xbox really, like or a fanboy I should say. Like I can't remember the last time. I think it was Halo Infinite was the last game that they released. So like now, you're waiting all this time and now your next AAA game is Redfall and it's another Cyberpunk. So, I don't know. I just think that the AAA game space needs to be reevaluated, and Redfall is a prime example of that. Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't actually know much about it, but I've seen people, commenting on it, and I've seen videos saying, "Don't buy this hot garbage."
Yeah.
But the best thing that I've seen, okay, two things, but the absolute best thing that I've seen is the Xbox CEO, I believe his name's Phil Spencer, and he said, I quote, "There's nothing more difficult for me than disappointing the Xbox community,"
No
which is
boy.
BS.
Yeah.
But it gets better, and he says, "I'm upset with myself."
Okay. All right.
And you just have to be the most delusional, narcissistic prick to actually say something like that. To
Mhm.
be in the position you're in, to have disappointment after disappointment after disappointment, AAA game releases, to say that, like, that is next level. There's no other way for me to see it other than narcissism.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's why I don't buy really AAA games anymore. Cuz they're all broken. Like that's
You really can't. Like, I can't, like, and I've been thinking about it. I can't think of one single AAA game release in the last 3 4 years. I don't know.
mhm.
Put any timestamp on it you want. That
Yeah.
was a huge success. That was like, okay, besides, and I mean, every game is going to have their issues, but that wasn't hot garbage. Besides, perhaps, and I don't know if you played it, Elden Ring. I feel like Elden Ring had a great launch. I feel like they had a few issues they had to sort out, but it's because it wasn't a multiplayer live action game.
Mhm. Yeah, I did not play the game, but I've watched several playthroughs of it and the game does look fantastic. Yeah, I haven't heard about, any blue screen errors or anything like that. So, yeah, That's why it won Game of the Year last year. So
That's right.
yeah, shout out to Bill Clinton, by the way, and the unorthodox rabbi, or whatever that kid said. Yeah, the AAA game space is not what it used to be.
Mm. No, it's really sad. I would say sad, but it's more depressing. It's more, yeah, sad. Maybe sad's a good word for it.
It's all about money now.
It's all about money.
Yep.
So, with that topic on the mind, do you think that live action multiplayer, the direction of trying to get everything to be live action multiplayer, do you think that's the issue?
Uh, yeah. Do you mean live service?
Or yeah, sorry, live
Yeah.
service. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I think so. Because if you don't have a live service game that has like a roadmap for the next year or whatever, then you have to release a game that's finished. And who wants to do that, right? You can you can put crunch on your developers, and instead of making like maps and like things to do in the game, nobody wants that. Put a bunch of bundles in the shop and things that can be paid for only. So yeah,
Shout out to Call of Duty. Modern
yeah.
Warfare.
So yeah, Call of Duty is definitely one of those. So like I think that games would benefit simply from more development time, a less money hungry studio, and or publisher rather, um, and yeah, just more time in the oven, uh, a more like direct vision of what they want the game to be if they do want to do a live service and continue it for a year or more. Or they'll just get lightning in a bottle like Fortnite or CS:GO, and it'll just continue on forever. So yeah,
Yeah, it's definitely a mess.
mm-hmm.
It's hard to. I would say it's not hard to be a gamer in the sense like you can play more games now than you ever could, but being an actual like consumer in gaming is hard right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like I say, it's a huge issue. Like it's going to change your life or anything, but it's
yeah,
frustrating.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, like microtransactions are starting to like bleed into cars now. Like I've heard about I forget which car company it was, but like you have to like pay a fee if you want heated seats in your cars. And like if you don't pay the fee on time, then your seats won't heat up. So it's like, all right, dude. So yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
It's like people are starting to notice from outside of the games industry that they can get away with so much. They are still getting away with loot boxes. Not so much in AAA games anymore, but it's more uh, other titles. Like I think CS:GO still has loot boxes. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't play the game, but I heard that they did.
yeah, they have the crates where you can spin for stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like so yeah, eventually I think that would just bleed more into our day-to-day lives. Just more fees and payments for things that you previously had for free.
Like heated seats.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have to pay for the model that has heated seats, and then
Mhm.
you have to pay the microtransaction every month to use the heated seats.
Yep, exactly.
That sounds that sounds good.
Oh yeah.
Let's do it for everything.
Yeah, right.
You have the water heater, but do you want to take a shower?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, Call of Duty makes millions of dollars every year off that same model, so why not?
A lot of money.
Yeah.
It's just $15.
Oh yeah.
I
It's
can
just
wear
a
cat ears on my operator.
yeah. It's a seductive model, man. But yeah, I have not been more bored with video games than I am now, honestly. I
Yeah.
was thinking maybe I should play through Elden Ring. I've never played through any of like those like Souls like games or anything, but like after hearing how good it was and like watching you play through it, some other people, Asmongold, Doctor Disrespect, I'm like, yeah, that game was pretty fun. So I was thinking about doing that because I mean I pretty much just play Call of Duty Zombies. I have all these games down here, but I pretty much only play zombies.
Mm. Yeah. No, I'm a lot the same. You should definitely play through Elden Ring.
Mm-hmm.
It is a great game. I think that see, it was my first From Software game, first
Mm-hmm.
Souls like Soulsborne game.
Yeah.
And I think the hard part about it, but also a really freeing thing about it, is it is very much you can do pretty much whatever you want, whenever you want.
Mm-hmm.
There's no direction. The directions in the game, there's no hand holding. It doesn't tell you where to go other than you have the grace, which points you in a general direction.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very freeing to get away from, I would say hand holding in general in games that tell you, your objective is here. It's 240 meters away. You have to do this thing, pick up this thing, and take it.
Oh
It,
yeah,
it definitely makes it more, I would say, interesting.
I've seen all the memes, man. All those like on one side you'll have Elden Ring's HUD, and then you'll have like a Ubisoft HUD. It'll tell
Yep.
you like where all the gold is, where all the hidden places are, and then over here, it's just yeah, go wherever you want, do whatever you want. So
Yep. Yep.
I definitely like that, which is kind of a reason why I don't know if you've played many of the Far Cry games, but I didn't really until Far Cry 5 came out, and I'm like, whoa, this is set in like rural America. This looks like an awesome setting. And honestly, I loved Far Cry 5. Oh my god, I love that game so much. And then Far Cry 6 comes out, and it really shouldn't have bothered me as much as it had, but it had a mini map in the top left, and
Mm.
I just could not fathom why they added a mini map into the game. I just kept staring at it and seeing all the little dots where everything is, and I'm like, I liked Far Cry 5 because it yes, it still had it in like, you press tab and you open up the big map of the world. Sure, it had all that stuff on it, but like if you just like ignore that, like the HUD was minimal, you could pretty much ignore the map and just explore. I feel like when things are like directed for you in the corner of your screen, that like that exploration feeling
Mm.
just kind of dwindles down, and you feel like, oh well, there's a cave over there. It tells me exactly what's in it. So what? I don't know. It just doesn't seem as interesting to me as like, ooh, a mysterious cave. And yeah, that's why I didn't really play much Far Cry 6, is because it had that similar mechanics in it.
The hand holding mini map, huh?